What up, guys? I want to talk about how I went from working out of a tiny 2-car garage to building the business that I have today. Let's go. All right, so I know this topic I've touched on a little bit before in another video, but I've gotten a lot more comments and messages about this kind of thing recently, so I thought we'd do another video and talk about it a little bit. And if you hang out to the end, we'll do a walk around the shop. I'll show you, talk about this, what I'm actually building here, what I've got coming through the shop this week, and I'll show you the spray booth as well, because that's almost done, almost put together. One of the messages I've been getting a lot lately is you must just have a ton of money to have all that equipment and stuff like that. That's not the case. I do not have a ton of money. When I started, I literally had zero. I've worked hard and put in a lot of, hard work to acquire the things that I have and get to where I'm at today. And another one of the questions I get is how do I start? From people who want to get into this or woodworking, some kind of woodworking business in general. The thing I would say first, and this is not to try and discourage you, but the thing I would say first is it's not easy. Most things in life aren't easy. So, and this industry is tough, especially when you're a small shop like me, mostly doing things on my own. It's hard to compete price-wise with some of these bigger shops who can do quality work and do it at a better price and stuff like that. But I literally started this thing. I was working in a shop and doing side jobs on the side, mostly basic carpentry style stuff. And then I started to acquire some tools and set up a little shop in my garage. And then I had got to a point where I think I got like a $10,000 job, side job. And I was like, that was like huge at the time. And I was like, all right, well, I'm quitting my job. So that's what I did. And I'm super glad that I did, but it was not easy going from there, moving forward to where I'm at today. So all the equipment and everything, it obviously didn't all come at once. That Grizzly cabinet saw was the first thing I bought. And then my next machine was the line boring machine. I had a big closet to do with a million shelf pinholes to drill. So I bought that, started acquiring more machines, as more jobs came in and more money came in and stuff like that. To get started, unless you have a really good business model and plan and have investors to dump into the business and get you going, what I had to do was just kind of like work really hard and a lot of hours and a lot of late nights and weekends and just grind and get work done and take profit from a job to buy a tool and just kind of keep going. And it's still not easy. It's still difficult. Now with the more machines and the shop and van and all the stuff, the overhead is higher, and you gotta keep producing a certain amount of work to keep the lights on. It is definitely rewarding, I would say that for sure. But yeah, hopefully that encourages you, or some of you. I mean, I know I've mentioned this before as well. You want to learn more. How do for me, what worked really good for me is working in a cabinet shop, working with guys who have been doing this for 30 years, and learning things from them that you might not learn on YouTube. So many things in your hands-on learning, which is huge. And so now, as I am doing the YouTube thing, and I've been on Instagram for years, but I really am trying to shift the way I think about the business and this and that, because last year was my busiest year, was my best year as far as the amount of money that came in, but it was also my most stressful year and difficult year. Good kind of stress because we were busy and had tons of work, but it was not easy and it was not fun. I did take on too much more work than we could handle, me and my brother-in-law at the time, and we got through it. We got it done. Things took longer than we thought or had planned. So after a year like that, looking ahead and with the YouTube channel and all that, I really want to start shifting into more of a content creating business model. I really enjoy making videos, and I really enjoy making stuff out of wood, or in this case, melamine. But yeah, so combining those two, I really would like to make content. And if I can make this YouTube channel really work, that would be incredible. So that is my goal. That's my plan. I am going to be starting a Patreon page here shortly where we'll do, I know I've been doing these style videos where I kind of just sit and talk and answer your guys' questions. We'll end up doing that on the Patreon page, and that'll just be a way for you guys to support the channel if you feel so led to do that way, and then I can put out more content, because that's really, it's what I am enjoying doing right now. And that doesn't mean I'm done taking on client projects, right? I still gotta make money to pay for all this. Yeah, I definitely want to shift more into that direction. But yeah, hopefully we can make that happen. So for now, we'll do a little walk around the shop. I'll show you what I'm working on, show you what this is. We'll talk about it a little bit, and then I'll show you the spray booth. All right, so this is part of a master closet built in. It's actually a U, so there's open cabinets here and open cabinets here on the end that all get double hanging for them to hang up their clothes, stuff like that. This actually gets a safe that goes in this cabinet. This has a door on it, and then these will all get drawers put in tomorrow with the fronts and everything. But the product we're using they're called Salt panels. That's the brand, it's Salt. I think they're Italian, but it's like a textured melamine, and this stuff comes in all different colors and wood tones, and you can get high gloss panels. I mean, you can get all kinds of different stuff. It's a particle board core, not typically something I like working with, particle board, but these things are actually really nice, and the stuff is really not cheap. And it's got a thick we got 1 mil banding on it. Nice thing about it is it looks pretty cool, and you don't have to do any finishing on it. I don't do a ton of this. Most of the stuff that I do with this is for closets. So it's actually a really great product for that. Yeah, and that's really it for this closet. All right, so we're just gonna walk around the shop a little bit. So there's this part of the closet, just got it staged there. I've got a separate toe kick piece down there. I've got it all leveled. Pile of drawers over there for that kitchen that we installed a couple weeks ago. We are still waiting for the okay to go and install that, put all the drawers in and stuff. So I've just got these parts of these panels all over the place. I've been cutting this stuff all day. So and these panels are massive. So that gray one, it was just like a cover sheet. But they're like 7 feet by 9 feet. They're large panels. So they come in, I break them down with the track saw to manageable pieces, and then I'll cut them at the saw. So there you can see, so those are some of the 3/8 ones for the backs. You can see underneath those are regular size sheets. So those things are giant. Here is that walnut cabinet. Just waiting to be sprayed. Got that stack of doors there, that still needs to be sprayed. It's all primered. This cabinet I did not make that, but I'm making a little corner 45-degree shelving unit going on the side of that, so I took the cabinet with me before they put it in. And then there is the spray booth. So let's talk about this thing a little bit. All right, so it's kind of hard to film in here because it's a tight space. But here's the booth. So like I said, it's basically just a wall, and all the filters are down here, or go down here. This panel that's on the floor actually will go right here and cover up the motor and the fan and all that. But we still need to get this thing wired up. So basically, this whole bottom section gets all filters. It exhausts the fan, or the fan takes all the overspray and fumes or whatever through there. And then there's another set of filters in the top, and it vents right out into the room. It's going to be really, really nice because I'm just spraying water-based. I don't need to vent this thing outside. So the company is K-Co. They are in Texas. They build custom spray booths. They don't have them like sitting around, they're all made to order. So I spoke with the guy on the phone, told him about my space, told him about what I'm spraying and all that. And they did some drawings for me, and this is what they made. So this thing is really nice. It wasn't a pain to put together, just tedious. I mean, lots of nuts and bolts, and yeah, doing it by myself as well was kind of tricky. I did get some shots of me building it. I don't really think I'm gonna make a whole video on it because the shots aren't that great. It was hard to film in here and all that, but I'm super excited. I will have this up and running. We'll get it wired in or wired up this weekend. But yeah, so next week we'll have the spray booth set up, which is sick. And to have a dedicated room to do this is amazing, because in all my previous shops, I've always been kind of by the garage door with some kind of thing set up and just a drum fan and spraying, and had to shut down production in the shop because I couldn't be cutting while I was spraying in that area, and yeah, it was just kind of a pain. So this is super nice, and I'm really stoked about it.